In the 5th century BCE, the ancient world stood on the edge of a great war.
One power was Sparta, a land shaped by stone, hardship, and war. In Sparta, life existed for one purpose: to fight.
From childhood, Spartans were taught endurance before.
War was not just practiced, it was forged into daily life. Far to the east stood Persia, the greatest empire the world had known. Persia ruled through wealth, organization, and absolute authority. At the center of this empire sat King Xerxes. Persia commanded armies drawn from across the known world. Two worlds, built on different ideals, were moving toward collision.
Spartan boys entered the agage at the age of 7, where survival became education.
Hunger was intentional, forcing boys to steal and learn cunning.
Fear was driven out through relentless trial.
Persia developed highly structured forces, known for discipline and coordination. Persian strength lay in numbers, speed, and variety.
Orders from the king traveled across continents. Greek cities in Asia Minor felt Persia's wrath firsthand.
Athens chose to challenge Persia at sea.
At Marathon, a smaller Greek force achieved the unthinkable.
Persia suffered a defeat it would never forget.
The empire was wounded, but not broken.
Broken. Xerxes inherited both a throne and a vendetta.
Xerxes prepared an invasion beyond imagination.
The empire moved west, shaking the earth beneath its feet.
Greece was divided by fear and pride.
Sparta debated whether duty outweighed law.
Sacred festivals forbade full mobilization.
One king chose action over obedience. Every step forward was an act of commitment, not conquest. Thermopylae was a place where geography could defy empire.
The defenders prepared the ground, where history would be written.
Persia's advance could no longer be ignored.
Xerxes arrived with a force meant to crush all resistance.
The King of Kings believed victory was inevitable.
Xerxes offered surrender and mercy.
Leonidas listened, then refused.
Sparta chose defiance over survival. The invasion began at dawn. Discipline became an unbreakable wall. Persia's numbers collapsed into chaos.
Sparta fought as a single living machine. Wave after wave was destroyed. They failed like all the others.
The fighting continued without pause.
That night, a Greek traitor stepped forward to trade secrets for safety.
He revealed a hidden mountain route that could surround the Greeks.
Persian troops prepared a silent march through the mountain.
While the main army slept, Persia moved to strike from behind.
The defenders on the ridge saw them too late.
Word reached Leonidas. The Persians were...
Leonidas understood the pass was... He made a decision that would turn defeat into legend.
There is no more time! Go! Save your armies!
Most allies were sent away, so Greece could live to fight. Some chose to stay, accepting death beside the Spartans. With the enemy behind them, the remaining defenders prepared for a final stand. They waited in silence, not hoping to survive, only to make their last hours. Persia tried to break them first with the sky, an iron rain meant to crush courage. Leonidas chose to attack, turning desperation into a weapon. They fought like men who had already accepted death, measuring victory in minutes won. They defended their king's body as if defending Sparta itself. When steel ran out, they fought with whatever remained: hands, stones, and will. The final blow came from distance, an arrow storm that ended the last stand. Thermopylae was conquered, but Persia had discovered the true cost of resistance.
Salamis destroyed Persian control of the sea.
News of the last stand spread across Greece like wildfire.
Athens chose to abandon the city to save its people.
Athens turned survival into a fleet.
The Greeks planned to trap Persia, where numbers would fail.
Persia believed the sea would deliver final victory. In the darkness, the Greeks prepared for the decisive moment.
At Salamis, the narrow sea became a weapon. In tight waters, Persian numbers turned against them. Xerxes watched his fleet collapse before his eyes.
Without naval dominance, Persia's invasion began to weaken.
Xerxes withdrew, leaving others to finish a war he could not secure. Greece united again, because it had no other choice.
On land, Sparta prepared to lead the final fight.
At Plataea, the war reached its final decisive land battle. The battlefield held its breath, waiting for the moment that would decide everything.
Persia tried to break the Greeks with arrows and pressure.
Then the Greeks advanced, and the battle turned.
Persia's land army shattered, ending the invasion.
Victory came, but it carried a heavy cost.
Persia withdrew, no longer unstoppable.
Greece survived and began to rebuild. Thermopylae endured as silent proof of sacrifice. The dead were honored,
with words meant to last.
The story spread until history began to resemble myth. History tried to capture truth, even as legend grew. Objects preserved fragments of the war, each telling part of the story. It was not pure good against evil, only rival powers and rival choices. For Sparta, sacrifice was not tragedy, it was expectation. For Athens, the sea became survival.
Time passed, but the meaning of the stand remained. The land held memory long after the men were gone. Thermopylae became more than a battle. It became a symbol. Sparta's image hardened into legend.
Persia remained a great civilization, not a simple villain.